It's worth asking, how long will Fox keep using the 20th century logo in the 21st century? Will they be watching a screener in 2345 and some intern will finally pipe up, we really should update that, and the studio heads will nod quietly in collective realization? Nice try, DreamWorks, but you're not going to distract me from noting this 47 seconds of two logos.
Once Upon a Time.
Yet another DreamWorks movie opens with a shot of a storybook and Once Upon a Time riff. The only thing left to do to ensure brand loyalty is to now show a montage of a character doing disgusting Shrek-style poo things. Wow, these trolls sure do look a lot like Stitch from Disney's Lilo and Stitch. Hey, where'd all these lawyers come from?
The Bergens didn't know how to sing, or dance, or even hug.
Sure, these Bergen assholes are assholes, but resorting to wedgies as a form of communication?
Eating a troll made them feel so happy. They started a tradition.
I'm not surprised. Trolls are apparently 40% hair and 60% pure MDMA.
Once a year, every year, the Bergens would gather around the troll tree to taste happiness.
But why once a year? If eating a troll makes the Bergens feel so good, wouldn't they be gobbling them up by the bushel? There's a Bergen named Larry that's totally addicted to that shit and is sneaking them off in a Ziploc bag or something and binging at home. In the Hall, the Mountain King gets a hip-hop update, and Edvard Grieg is popping and locking in his grave. Seriously, the Bergens eat trolls and shit, but they also have a donut shop? Doesn't that shit make them happy too? How can you sadly eat a fucking donut? Their lighter fluid looks more like Nickelodeon slime than lighter fluid. Wait, maybe that is Nickelodeon slime and we just didn't know how flammable it was. That really changes the tone of Double Dare.
This is a very special trollstice.
How do they feed the whole town with two tiny grills and the tiny trolls? Doesn't the happiness dissipate when they're divided up into parts? Also, sure, we're about to see some of the trolls escape here, but the Bergens have been doing this for years. We should probably pour one out for all those poor bastards who weren't around for Anna Kendrick to team up with Justin Timberlake and save the world with music.
As there is one amongst us who has never tasted a troll.
Oh, me! She's talking about me!
Wait, Prince Gristle is less than a year old, and he can ride trikes, walk, and talk? With that kind of growth rate, the older Bergens should be in wheelchairs by the time they're 25.
It is my sacred duty to initiate you in the ways of true happiness.
Bergen or not, this should be filed under the creepy things that should never be said to a child.
Please make me happy, Princess Poppy.
What the hell are the girls for, then?
I think I hear something.
If the trolls are making their escape right at the time of the trollstice, you'd think they'd be a little quieter about it. 5 minutes in, and we already have our second underwear sight gag. DreamWorks, you do you. Also, if they're digging, they would have picked up the axe and swung again, but Chef apparently thought this was good enough and called it a day. If it were this easy to escape the troll tree, why didn't they do it long before now?
She is hereby banished from Bergen Town forever!
I know King Gristle is looking for a scapegoat, but why is Chef the one that's banished? I mean, she just cooks the trolls, right? She can't be the only one in town checking in with them on the regular.
You will never, ever, ever, ever be happy.
Never?
Ever.
But there's a portrait right behind them of the king and prince cheesing. Since the prince hadn't had troll before, either this painting was done today, which is some bullshit, or they were previously happy.
This is where we will rebuild our civilization.
Unless we've just had a massive time jump, they couldn't be more than a day's walk from Bergen Town. Given their tiny legs and the fact that many of them were slow during the escape, I would think this new spot is about a half mile from certain Bergen death.
It has everything we need. Fresh air, clean water, and sweet acoustic.
Huh, I half expected to hear Smash Mouth's All-Star. Also, a Trolls movie in 2016. Way to strike while the iron is hot. Also, 7 minutes and 32 seconds into the movie is when we get the title of the movie. That's like 8% of the movie already.
And now every troll is free to be happy and live in perfect harmony.
Why do princesses always get stuck watching the Village Kids? They didn't have anyone else who could read from the sacred book of exposition? What the hell are these little things? They're not trolls, and they weren't in the rescue party from 20 years ago. So the troll race must have enslaved, trained, and domesticated an entirely new species for transportation and acoustic drumming, which is pretty goddamn gruesome. Okay, I can buy that the trolls have functional photography in this universe, but why does Biggie have a suggestive boudoir picture of his minion in a bikini?
Something's missing.
Phew, we were almost at the 10-minute mark, and I was worried we weren't going to get any scatological humor in this f***ing thing.
I could hear you from a mile away. If I can hear you, so can the Bergens.
But they haven't. The trolls have presumably been doing routines like this for 20 f***ing years with not one of those f***ers hearing them.
The Bergens are coming! Ah!
Hang on, I thought trolls were always happy. Shouldn't their funerals be more like New Orleans wakes? Also, without Branch showing any advancement in age, this clown troll worked at a party, fell in love, got married, and then died. Also, thanks Troll Mortician for searing this nightmarish image of a clown troll corpse into my head.
I don't do happy.
But why not? Yes, he's had a traumatic event in his past, but he's a troll, and trolls seem to be genetically predisposed to happiness, but Branch is all rebelliously sad. That's like a cow consciously deciding not to produce milk.
Some folks just don't want to be happy.
Right, but they aren't folks. They are a species of perpetually happy trolls, so it seems that they shouldn't be as dismissive of his behavior. They should treat him more like he's a psychopath. Cool trick, but these poor trolls are stuck up in the air for the entirety of the party, spinning and spinning, instead of enjoying it with their friends below.
YOLO!
Damn, it's almost like this script was written by 47-year-old dudes that were forced to come up with how they think young millennials talk. Looking... Hey, it was! This movie is basically the ant and the grasshopper fable, but with glitter feces and clown corpses. Were they always capable of this glitter supernova? And if so, wouldn't they have tried a test of this before? Also, Poppy is overexcited, but she's not an idiot, right? The music and noise is one thing, but why would she authorize this obvious glitter flare within range of everyone nearby to see? Also, the king is right there at the party. Shouldn't he at least put a stop to this? The dude's been through the scourge and escaped from the Bergens since the beginning. So the chef has been rogue for the last 20 fucking years, but hasn't had a whiff of troll until now? And she's right next to them? It's pretty, but I think this troll village is a little more Pandora than the filmmakers intended.
Gotcha.
Really, movie? Can there not be one animated non-Pixar movie that doesn't have the character poops when scared cliché? I would say you're better than that, but after previously watching this, I know that not to be true, so carry on, I guess. Poppy's hair somehow has the strength to tug firmly against Chef's grasp, even though Chef's been picking up the other trolls by the hair until now. Chef has access to many other trolls if she'd just spend a little more time looking for them, like, she's been doing for the past 20 years.
Celebrate freedom from the Bergens!
Branch decimated this invitation when Poppy gave it to him, but it's magically without a scratch here because we need a reason to like this character. Also, Grump secretly wants to join the fun cliché.
Will you go to Bergen Town with me and save everyone?
There are still, 30 trolls left in the village, but Poppy goes to the one dude that doesn't get along with anyone to ask for help.
You told me not to throw the party, and I threw it anyway.
It's not throwing the party that was the problem. It was shooting fireworks in the air that basically said, "Delicious trolls here!"
And it's my fault they were taken, and now I don't know what to do.
Why don't you try scrapbooking them to freedom?
Jesus, this movie cast maybe the two most likable leads in the world, but gave them such huge character flaws that it's impossible to root for either of them.
Hey, anytime, Poppy. See you in 10 years.
Branch clearly doesn't expect Poppy or any of the trolls to live that long.
Okay, everybody! Come on in!
Poppy wasn't gone long enough to let everyone in, which means they got through all of Branch's locks and traps, meaning his bunker building skills are horse.
Hug time!
No.
Non-consensual hugging. This journey to Bergen Town is suddenly fraught with peril, but just 20 years ago, the king let a bunch of slow-ass trolls out here in less than a day. Were there many more trolls that didn't make it during the trip that we don't know about? Also, if this is how dangerous the jungle is, then they may be safer with the Bergens. They just try and eat them once a year.
Wrong! Well, you can go ahead and bring it!
Poppy survives this. Also, I know most kids at this age won't be asking those questions yet, but this is not the best way to be teaching them about reproduction. Poppy's walk to Bergen Town takes her through an acid rainstorm, a desert, and a fucking blizzard within the span of one day. Branch ex machina.
Poppy, hang on!
Branch must have been following Poppy throughout this journey, right? And if so, he's casually watched her get threatened with fire, eaten, pooped into an egg, and poisoned, but chooses now to get concerned about her well-being.
They're alive, Branch. I know it.
You don't know anything, Poppy. And I can't wait to see the look on your face when you realize the world isn't all cupcakes and rainbows.
Why did Branch come on this excursion then? I know he wanted to get away from the hugging and singing at Troll Town, but he could have gone anywhere else.
You don't sing, you don't dance. So gray all the time.
That's racist.
I also like a little silence.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Poppy decides to behave like a literal troll to poor Branch. Also, how would Poppy, a troll that only knows happiness, know such a dark and foreboding song? And where the hell has she kept that guitar this whole time? Wait, that's a boot, and fast food litter, and a car tire. There are humans here? Or there were humans, which is the more disturbing option?
So one of these tunnels leads to the troll tree. I wonder which one.
This is information her dad could have given Poppy as she was leaving, instead of organizing a hug orgy.
One of these tunnels leads to the troll tree, and the others to...
certain death!
Yeah, but doesn't the troll tree also ensure certain death? I mean, that's where the trolls have been picked for Bergen food for many years.
Really cleared up exactly what I will not be doing.
Branch! It's a high five! The others lead to certain death. Get perspective.
For all her faults during this movie, it's apparent Poppy would be excellent at CinemaSins.
Shark attack, nom 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 nom. Jellyfish, ham sandwich, turkey, snowman, dolphin, helicopter, last supper, monkey in a zoo.
What? Gear shift.
Way too much of this.
Now I'm thinking we hug.
Movie continues to derive humor out of various characters soiling themselves in terror. Wait, you're telling me there's only one Flurg restaurant in town, but there are 3 Narnars? As appalled as I am to see a gorilla song used in a subpar movie, I'm also wondering why the Bergens would be singing this lyric. I thought it was a matter of civic pride that they aren't happy.
They're as miserable as you. Which means they haven't eaten a troll yet!
So what you're saying is, if a few of them eat trolls, then they will all be happy. I would assume that would only make a few of them happy, and the rest of them extremely resentful.
Chad? Todd?
First off, how did Chef get back into the city if she were banished? There's a gate at the front of the city, a huge-ass door on the castle, and at least 2 guards here. Second, what the hell took her so long? Branch and Poppy have been on this journey for what seems like forever, but Chef had a head start and 1,000% more stride length. She should have been here ages ago. All these trolls have beautiful natural voices, but there's always one asshole that has to Kanye it up.
I am their king.
What happened to the John Cleese version of the king? It's been 20 years, sure, but young Gristle is under 21 at this point. He couldn't have been that old, and who knows how long the Bergens live. I want answers to these unimportant questions.
What's your name?
Bridget.
Movie wastes almost 40 minutes getting to arguably the second most talented singer in this cast.
We must all remain calm.
Especially since at least 3/4 of you could simply fit between the bars of the cage and just walk the hell out of here. Sorry, Biggie.
He who controls the trolls controls the kingdom, and I am that he.
You're a dude?
Unusually transphobic humor for a modern children's movie in 2016. This superhero ability seems to come and go. Couldn't Poppy have used it before the spider webs got her? Couldn't the captured trolls use it to open the cage while Chef isn't looking? I would like this movie so much more if it were 30% more hair-centric.
Oh, you think that's funny? Well, we'll see who's laughing when I bite your yummy head off.
Which I will not do right now, even though I'm miserable and you're standing right in front of me.
Oh, my dad said the first time should be special.
This second fake out is long enough to remind me that even though it's only 81 minutes long, this movie had to pad its runtime.
Lock these trolls in your room and guard them with your life.
Chef gives an incredibly important job to a young Bergen she just met, rather than taking the trolls with her in a fanny pack. And Bridget is dead. There's a Bergen Beat magazine. Who publishes it? Who writes the articles? There's a cover story titled End Misery, but how the hell do they know how to do that? And why does Bridget have to hide it anyway?
Hello?
This is silly, but to be fair, it's only the second silliest video ever made for this song.
Poppy, how could you possibly think Creek's still alive?
Well, we've still got about 40 minutes left in this movie, and we've heard Creek's dead about 25 times, so I'd say it's a real good bet.
You have to sing.
I told you I don't sing.
Amazingly talented character refuses to do the thing he's amazingly talented at, cliche.
I'm not! Why won't you sing?
Because singing killed my grandma, okay?
And I need you now tonight, and I need you more than ever.
Why do these erstwhile euphoric trolls continue to sing depressing-ass songs?
Nothing he can say.
Total eclipse of the
Apparently all the fantasy characters in this fantasy movie grew up listening to the same 1980s human power ballads.
I just assumed you had a terrible voice.
No, it was like an angel's. At least that's what Grandma used to say.
That's also what Lou Pearlman said. At this point, you could tell me I'm watching the movie Sing, and I would totally believe you.
Don't you know anything about sarcasm?
I think I had a sarcasm once.
This movie attempts to throw in a singular adult joke, but is so obvious that their punishment should be explaining the birds and bees to every child who saw this. Also, this forces me to imagine a trollgasm. Is this the 3rd or 4th time-killing song montage this movie has made me suffer through? I lost count.
I'll just get my worthless scullery maid to get another place setting ready for the lovely lady Glittersparkles.
Gristle only introduced Bridget as his +1, so the only way Chef could know her name is if the screenwriters were committed to seeing Christine Baranski chew the hell out of this line.
Up top. Too slow.
To what are we granting the reason for this emotional renaissance to Branch? Sure, he told the story about his singing getting his grandma murdered, but it doesn't. I'm sorry. That story is so f***ing stupid.
You have to help me be Lady Glittersparkles.
Bridget should know that in order to do this, there will obviously be no trolls to be served at Trollstice, so either way, she's screwed. Man, the filmmakers really used the finest vintage technology and music for this workout montage. Between Gristle working out to Donna Summer's I Feel Love, Bridget singing Lionel Richie's Hello, Branch singing Bonnie Tyler's Total Eclipse of the Heart, Troll Village singing Earth, Wind & Fire's September, and Kool and the Gang Celebration, and Branch and Poppy's Cyndi Lauper True Colors duet, was anyone even thinking about the present day?
Everyone get in!
Monster casually stops monstering long enough for the trolls to assemble their escape device.
Steady, guys!
How is this skate being propelled exactly? Or steered? I'm sick of writing them, you're sick of hearing them, but can we please rise above glitter sh**ing? Or is that just where we are as a movie society? You don't see that stuff in Manchester by the Sea. All the trolls survived this.
He can't be gone.
I'm sorry, Poppy. We're too late.
Yet another fake-out death for hippie troll Aldous Snow. Seriously, we're really supposed to feel anything for this character? He's been on screen for like 2 minutes. It looks like Trollstice was traditionally held out by the Troll Tree, as kind of a summer barbecue, but now they're all headed to the castle, which definitely doesn't look big enough to host the entire town, let alone for a formal banquet.
Now let's prepare the main course.
Movie needs to pick a side, be a bonkers fairy tale about a grim death for the protagonists, or a lighthearted adventure for a f***ing toy line.
Are you being sarcastic?
Yes!
Oh my god.
Admit it, you half expected this character to poop himself out of shock, didn't you? You have to wonder, if a troll loses its color, does it still bring happiness to a Bergen that eats it? Probably not, right? So why didn't they just lose hope a long time ago and make it useless for them to eat them? Also, aren't the cooks supposed to be preparing the main course? Pretty sure these trolls should be on a burner by this point.
And I see your true colors shining through.
I've heard this is exactly what happens to women, and many men for that matter, when Justin Timberlake starts singing. This is nice of Branch to lift everyone's spirits and all, but couldn't he have gone with a song that's more of a plan style? Because as of now, they're all still gonna die. And now they're all happy, so they're gonna be delicious. Bergen Ex Machina! Seriously, these f***ing trolls get amazingly lucky this whole movie. This is like Forrest Gumpian levels of luck.
And I love you for that. I love you too, Bridget.
For no other reason this movie gives me except plot convenience.
There will be no trolls until the king's +1 has arrived.
Well, unless she doesn't come at all, but that's crazy talk. Who wouldn't want to be with you?
Chef is acting like she's aware Lady Glittersparkles isn't going to show up, but has done nothing to make that happen or gain that knowledge.
Bridget just ruined her life to save ours. It's not right.
That's partly true. It's not right, but they're actually probably gonna kill her. Once again, how the hell is Escape propelling its off?
Do you really think I can be happy?
Of course! It's inside you. It's inside of all of us.
I got this feeling inside my bones.
And by inside you, I mean this song will be stuck inside your head for the next 3 days. Also, it's obvious this entire movie was just a setup for this song, which was released 6 f***ing months before this movie came out, in a cheap grab for the Song of the Summer in 2016. Wait, what was I talking about again?
Got that good soul in my feet.
All these Bergens are still hungry, right? Is the power of music that much more than the power of hunger? Because if it's 2 p.m. and I haven't eaten, there's no f***ing song in the universe that's better than a Baconator. How the did all these trolls get in here? They were already halfway through the escape tunnel, and the primary characters were the only ones that crashed through the window. Hyped up Bergen does her impression of your Aunt Linda when she hears this song at Donna's wedding reception. Aw, those cute, happy little trolls just murdered someone. That's totes adorbs. Hey, Russell Brand troll! Remember him? No? Yeah, I think he charges by the minute, and they've already blown their budget on Timberlake.
Our new queen!
Yeah, but can he do that? I mean, he's still alive and all. Can't she continue to be the leader as princess? I feel like Daddy Troll is getting a little caught up in the moment. Oh, you think that's the end, and you can finally escape this nightmare and get your kids to their dentist appointments now? No, there's 3 f***ing minutes of B-roll troll singing credits to come.
Well, Poppy's a little sloppy.
Get your motor running. Get out of the highway.
Open your eyes.
I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell.
Eat my shit.
Quick!
There's no air in there. That's juice.
High five. He keeps asking me to give him a high five.
You couldn't just give him one high five?
Why don't you try some positivity, eh? A little positivity might go with that vest.
You sound like you're from London.
In the movie Trolls, the Bergens eat some trolls every year in order to feel happy. That's the only thing that makes them happy. That's freaking sad. Listen, I can end this movie's conflict in seconds. The Bergen should sign up for NatureBox. That gives them tasty snacks they won't complain about and frees the trolls from being Bergen food. And if the Bergens or you were to go to naturebox.com /cinemasins, you can get half off your first order, which is literally 50% off. Half!
Oh my God!
The snacks are always rotating, they replace anything you don't like for free. Literally, what are you waiting for? An engraved invitation?
What are you waiting for?
Whether your tastes run from salty to savory to sweet, NatureBox has you covered, and it's all healthy and good for you, free of artificial colors and preservatives and all that crap.
Denied.
Just go to naturebox.com /cinemasins to get started. Snack a lot? Keep doing so, but with NatureBox, and you'll start snacking healthier by the day.